Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another wonderful rendition of Media Leaks Mic'd Up. I'm here with the one and only creator and CEO, Monique Atkins of the wonderful and iconic Deeply Rooted, yo.
What's up, man? How you doing?
It's a blessing to have you on the platform. Like, this has been in the making for eons, yo, and we finally got a chance to get this together.
No, absolutely. I'm happy you here. Happy we able to get it done. I know you was here at the grand opening, and we couldn't even get an interview in because of what was going on. But this is the day. This is it. This is what's supposed to happen.
Yes. I just want to say the growth that I've seen in the last few years from you guys has been amazing. So the transition from being primarily online, and now you guys have a really manifested a story, yo. Like, how does this feel?
Man, it's absolutely great. Sometimes I don't even really know the feeling because it's like it's still like my baby, you know, and it's still like a growing process with everything. But honestly, just stepping out to even do the store thing is big itself, and it's something I always think like, man, it's too much to do. I don't know if I can do this. What you need? Trying to ask people everything, like, what do you need to even open a store? But honestly, shoot, it was just time. When you ready and you tired of certain things, and you just, you get tired of it, you gonna make something happen. So it's like I was able to just go forward and make it happen. After that, it was a process in the beginning, of course, getting everything that's needed to open. But after all that, man, it was a straight forward from there, and the store has been tremendous. Honestly, people are now able to come in and feel the material. They're able to come in and feel the threads. They're actually just going online looking. But we also grabbed a lot of people online from me just doing a marketing strategy that I tried to implement. Yeah, like I tried to implement this different marketing strategy, and once I did it, it seemed to work for me. And so now we have people from Germany I'm shipping out to next week. So I think that's, that's the biggest thing. Yep. So it's always just, I think just having that marketing strategy, it don't matter what product you have, it's just that marketing. But definitely the process been absolutely beautiful. Starting online, now we have a store, now we have a storefront. Yeah. Now our customers can actually come in, they can actually shake hands with me, they can actually understand what Deeply Rooted is. If they have any questions, I'm here every day, they can ask me the questions, until we get there, you feel me? But at least you have access to me, that the owner, the founder, and not just any worker out on the floor. So you have access to me and access to understand what you're wearing basically.
That's dope. That's deep. That's
deeply rooted.
Okay. What are some of the core values that your clothing line is built under? Like, what are some of the core values that you use as a foundation to create? Talk to them.
Well, basically, bearing, struggle, and pain. That's our slogan. So, bearing, struggle, and pain. And basically what I'm saying is we all go through struggles. We all go through pain.
That's facts.
So, if that's something that we all share, those similarities we all share. Mm-hmm. So I feel like once a person can adapt to you on a personal level, then you got them. You know what I'm saying? You kind of sold them, you got them. So I feel like since all of us represent that, and you may struggle with, it's whether with school, it's not always dealing with poverty. It's not. It could be you a college student, and it's a struggle to get through college. Anything. You got bills you got to deal with. You a single parent, So when we going through the struggle, it's painful, but while we going through this struggle, what are we doing? We bearing it. We trying to overcome the struggle. So that's the message, to overcome. Those are the principles I stand on and the brand stand on, and that's how we kind of motivate the people, because everybody can relate, and that's why we're saying everyone's rooted within their own culture, because everybody's deeply rooted, no matter what. So
it's dope for sure. Okay, so Mo, where can they find your clothing online? Like, where's the website? Let's plug it real quick for the fans. Let's get it. Let's go.
True. The site is dr07clothing.com. dr07clothing.com. We made it short for y'all because, a lot of time people, DeeplyRooted07 clothing, that was just so much. So I shortened it down, dr07clothing.com.
Okay. Look, go check it out. Go grab them. Go grab some threads, yo. Y'all heard it here first. Absolutely. Like, please don't miss out. My next question is, what would you tell a young aspiring fashion designer or someone who looks up to you and wants to be where you are? Like, what would you advise young kids or young entrepreneurs?
That's a good question. I actually would say I would say the same thing my mom told me. Like, you know, reach for the stars and land upon the moon. So no matter how, you know, however you fall, no matter how far you fall, you know, still land upon the moon, which is still up there too. Basically, it's all about getting back up. You know, basically not just staying down. When your weakest moments or the moments that's hard, or you go back into the struggle. It's a struggle to do what I want to do. It's a struggle to reach my career. It's a struggle to reach implement my dreams or, you know, goals. And it's, you just find the things that will pull. You got to do something different than what you usually do.
Whoo, that's right.
Like, for real, you got to change the pattern or your routine and figure out what's different that I need to do today that I didn't do yesterday. And you just really sit and observe what's going on and, you know, your dream and what you want to see, how you want to see it grow. And basically just keep pushing no matter what. Of course, everyone says that, but just know that you have to be driven. You have to have passion behind everything you do, because without that, you're going to feel like, oh man, I want to do it, you know. But when that passion, the passion is what drives you. You know, so that's what drives you. So I can have no customers today come in my store, and then what I would do is, I'll tell myself, what did I do wrong? Like, what didn't I do today that I didn't, you know what I'm saying, I should have did to bring in customers? Like, what should have been, I should have did something. And it wasn't, it's either because I wasn't marketing, or it's either because I'm doing graphic work in the back, you know. But, you know, you have to understand, like, sometimes we are our problem, and we are a problem of, you know what I mean, as far as getting what we need done, and where we want to go. Like, we always like pointing fingers at people like, oh man, they stopped me from doing this. This person stopped me.
It's a certain accountability.
Yeah, right. You know, so we always got to point the finger back at yourself. But so, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I look at, like, not having like yesterday, not having a customer yesterday, I'm like, man, what did I do wrong? Let me think. Okay, let me see.
But you push through.
Exactly. You still push through. And the next day I have multiple customers now, you know. So in the end, I only implemented, like, okay, if they're not coming into the store, cool, let me go to them. So that's why I'm going to go online. And I went live, you know, and brought them to me, you know. So exactly, you know. So, and then just any advice to anybody else too, just as far as, like, just if you're an entrepreneur, you need to find more ways to make money. Like, revenue, can't stay still in one thing. So you try to have more ways to make money. So again, if a customer didn't come in yesterday, I still made money through graphic design work, you know. So yeah, just tie everything in. Don't stop in one point. Like, I feel like if you're an entrepreneur, you're creative in many ways, and you just keep creating stuff, you know.
I heard it here first, yo. I want to ask you, Mo, what the characters you have for your line represent. We have the scarecrow here, we have the bird, and we have the teddy bear. Teddy bear is my favorite. But what do these guys mean? Like, for sure.
Okay, so the scarecrow basically is Jesus on the cross. It represents Jesus, our Lord and Savior. What we're saying is, the illusion, the picture of everything is, like, picture a garden, and we planting seeds of what we want to become. You know,
it's deep.
Yeah. So it's like it's about we want to see it manifest. You know, and so that scarecrow is placed there to protect our dreams.
That word.
Yep. And you know, Jesus is gonna protect us anyway. So therefore, the crow that's coming to eat up the crops or coming to eat up our dreams of what we want to become, he can't pass them. Nobody can pass him. So he has a smirk on his face sometimes because he knows nothing can pass him or harm his people or he protecting our dreams. So that's that. The teddy bear represents. He's basically just telling you to trust your instincts. Like, trust everything that you do, but trust it with a strong ability. You know what I mean? Like, trust that you're gonna make it through any obstacle. Just trust it, man. Trust your own instinct.
That's real.
the chick represents leadership, and it's the enlightener. He's the enlightener, and he represents leadership. So he's just trying to lead by example.
Crazy.
Yeah. So whenever you see him, that's what it is. But every time you see him, he has a worm in his mouth, and that's just saying like, gotta go get it by any means. Always. Not even just the early bird get the worm type. He got the worm all day, every day, all the time. You know what I mean? So it's just that hunger and that drive. Just keep going for it, right? Then we got the fly. All right, so the fly represents. He's the messenger, right? So he got a war hat on. He ready to go to war. He flying around the garden, securing the foundation. Sometimes he dropping the seeds out and everything. So basically. The mustard seeds actually. So basically, the fly is our messenger. He goes and let us know what's happening, and also, he's just ready to fight. And the butterfly just initiating hope and change. That's it. She's just flying around, pretty and initiating the hope and change.
Okay. You've managed to break through. An economy shut down, the coronavirus, 2020 restrictions. How does a brand survive something like this and make it to the other side?
That's a nice question. You almost had me cry because I was thinking of the whole process to this point. But no, honestly, you gotta. I feel like every day is gonna be life struggles. Every day we're gonna face things every day, and no matter, and like every day we're gonna face it. So you never know what tomorrow gonna bring, or the next day gonna bring. It could be anything from tornadoes, anything can happen. So I just tried to look at this, and I knew what was going on, and seeing what was going on. But I just took everything, and it was hard to kind of ignore it. To be honest, so when I was coming out with a collection when all this happened, and it was called Buy Back Our Block, and I felt like it was perfect on what was happening. Then I'm like, man, I need to come out with something that's happening right now. This when everybody was breaking things, stealing stuff, and all this, and it's like, oh my God. So called this collection Fighting for Our Lives. So we brought both of those out at the same time, and Fighting for Our Lives sold more because that's what we was going through at that time, Yeah. And that one was about, as you see here on the wall, too, that one was dealing with the mask, just everything that's going on. Like, if he can't breathe, I can't breathe, then we can't breathe. So, all of that message, our stuff have, they're conversational pieces. So everything has a message to it. Everything has definition to it. And so after that, and Buy Back the Block, everything pertained to that. And then after that, it was just keep going, but I tried to keep
Buy Back the Block.
Yep, Buy Back the Block. And it was Buy Back Our Block. And Buy Back Our Block was just that. It's kind of like you go back into that Black Wall Street. Go back into that 1921, I think that was. You go back into that time, and it's like, what happened? They destroyed all black businesses, and seeing now all it is black businesses trying to come back and what I'm saying?
That's real.
Recreate Black Wall Street. And I just think it's dope. And I just feel like at the same time, back to your question though, at the same time we have to I had to kind of just figure like, this is what I do. This is my entrepreneur. This is me. Yeah. This is what I do. This is how I live. This is what it is. So I had to figure out like, man, look, stuff can't stop. And at this time, honestly, people wanted to start businesses. They were starting businesses, so...
A lot.
Yep. So I was doing a lot of logos. I was doing a lot of websites. And I was just doing all this and then... Helping people.
Wow.
And initially, I was just trying to find space for me to house my inventory. Not a store, but I knew...
Look at God.
That, I was going to say, I knew. And God told me, though. He told me I was gonna get a store. I didn't know so soon, we always think, I had just moved into my condo, and in 6 months after I moved, here come the store. And I was like, dang, and it's just like, you never know, man, how he work and how he move and what he, when he do stuff, people just like, hey, how did you get it? And then I just keep telling them, man, it's honestly God. Everything is God. All this is. And because I didn't see all this 6 months ago.
I love it.
You know, I honestly didn't see. I always saw myself. I always wanted a store. But I never knew the process in getting a store. And I never knew the process. I never knew. I just like, man, I'm going to stay online. Or I just didn't see this coming. You know
Manifestation is real, yo.
Exactly. So you never know. When God moves, like, it's just, you got to move. And, man, it was just,
I heard it here first.
Why not do it? You know, why not do it? And like I said, from there, it was just keep going. I had to think like, man, I still got bills at home. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, you still got to work. So you still look for these clients. You still push your product. Still take pictures, post it. And people was buying And honestly, through this whole peak, this whole pandemic, this is my second Sprouts of
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Look, pushing through.
It's the second Sprouts of just selling online, and it was like, wow, it was tremendous. And that was the boost too. Like, man, okay, it just helped me see, like, okay, if I can do these numbers, then I can turn around, do this, do that, and then do these numbers. You know,
Got it.
Why not? But then again, with all this though, I wouldn't be me or Deeply Rooted if I didn't give back. I can't have all this, and we know, how spiritual, how stuff go. Like, he can't give you all this stuff just for you to be selfish, or thinking if you're gonna be selfish, he's not gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? But having all this stuff, I can only push out to others. You get what I mean?
That's facts.
So, for instance, when you do come to the store, stuff that's out on the floor, or when the seasons change, we mark down. But probably a week after we mark it down, whatever's left, we shipping out to shelters in different states and here.
That is dope, yo. That is dope, Mo.
I think I just always wanted to do something for the community, man. I feel like that would be great, like for shelters, people that families can't afford gifts for Christmas for their kids and stuff.
Real
So
out here, yeah.
It's like, let's give them this name brand clothing, which is deeply rooted. Not the polo, not the, you know what I'm saying? Let's give them something different, something unique, something different to wear, and something that has definition to it. So,
jumping back in, I would love to ask, man, okay, how important is, two questions I'm going to ask. Okay. First question, how important is the black dollar and its circulation? What would you say? Second question is, Black Lives Matter, all this calamity we got going on, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, a number of incidents, just recent Walter Wallace. Mm-hmm. What would you say, if anything, have these events affected you as an African American creator, or like how have seeing these things affected you as a creator? That's the question. Okay, so that's a good question. Let's get to the first one. How is the black dollar important? And it's so funny you just mentioned that, because with the newer collection we're coming out with, which is called the Warfare Collection. This we actually recreated what money would look like if it was deeply rooted. So that's crazy.
And it's cold. And I was just thinking one day, like, man, I wanted to put words to that, and I was going to say, let the dollar circulate, or black dollar circulate. But it was just like we just coming with black. We was just saying black dollars matter. And then it's similar to just like, Black Lives Matter, but because when you think about
Black dollars matter. Oh my God.
Break it down, because it really do, because when you talk about, you think about, and that's why I was liking the question, because when you go into the triangle of the lower class, middle class, and the upper class, and if you really think deep, our money, we always helping the rich. For instance,
this is facts.
Yeah, like we're buying polo, we buying Donna Karen, we buying because we are the most, because we the ones that pay for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
We're the ones who buy, but they make it for their people. You get what I'm saying? But when we say the dollar circulate, if you think on this level, like if me and you at the lower class or middle class, our money is circulating. The lower, just say lower class, money circulating. It's circulating to the middle class, you know what I'm saying? Then the middle class circulating to the upper class. And where's the upper class money circulating? Nowhere, right? They just sitting there rich. They rich forever. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. I want to touch on Black Lives Matter, everything going on with CPD, not just CPD, but police across the country, shootings, and what we need to do better as people, not just black people, but people as a whole. What would you say, seeing these things, have put in your mind as a creator?
Well, actually, it has changed a lot of thought process on designing, because our brand center around the people. We center around what's going on in the world today. So our focus is that, and that's what helps us come with our collections, because we focus directly on that. And so basically, everything that's happened, for instance, like the Breonna Taylor, the George Floyd, like that collection, Fighting for Our Lives, was centered around that.
Wow.
Yeah, and we actually took the scarecrow, and we sold out of the shirts, but we actually took the scarecrow, and we had the scarecrow in the same position as George Floyd was, and the cop was the crow, and his knee was on our scarecrow neck.
Wow.
And the scarecrow was George Floyd, and he had slob hanging, everything. Like, we had a person on the phone recording it, and that is just, we put the scarecrow in that position because he's Jesus, and he lives in all of us, and so basically that transition, that helped us actually look at our design process differently. Honestly, we used to worry about what people would think, if it was too deep, maybe they don't get it, or if they too deep. But honestly, with this warfare collection, I kind of just said, man, if they don't get it, it's not for them. Like, I honestly, this time, is like, I wanted it to be deep. I wanted it to wake up people. I wanted to be that deep so you can wake up. So I'm gonna speak about each design next week and go deeper into it. But what goes on from the Breonna Taylor to George Floyd and all the others, it just helped us push forward, and now it's helping us to actually implement them into the illustrations or the situations illustrating it. But honestly, still being careful when implementing it. But that's why we use, if you notice on my designs, I have no race in those designs. I have no people, only have characters, because we all represent these characters. Every character have a different characteristic, and we all represent that.
There's no race bias.
Right, exactly.
That's dope.
So I want it to be that way. But, I mean, in your mind, you get what I'm saying? It's just picture Deeply Rooted being a game. Or just picture it, being a video game or something. So, like, honestly, it's us versus them. Let's be honest. Them versus us. And that's what this new collection is going to show. So, whenever you see the crow, that's that negative. You feel me? That's the negative. And so, you see that throughout the next stuff and everything. But what goes on that helps us push, Like, so our other shirt, we had 2 kids playing in the park, and we had Breonna Taylor. We had everybody that just passed in this, what's been happening in the sky. Excuse me, and it was an airplane, and we had the little boy shooting an airplane down with a bow and arrow, and basically it was blowing out chemtrails. And so that's why he was dropping it, because the chemtrails.
That's deep. Hey, people not going to really...
Now, they don't go deep
That's
into
crazy.
it, but then the girl, she had the little, yelling, saying, breathe easy. And it was crazy because we had came up with that design a long time ago, and
just figuring out what to put it to use with, like.
And now we wearing masks, and it was just the perfect time.
Crazy. Like,
and it said breathe easy. It was just the perfect time to bring it out, so I couldn't let it just sit. So I brought that out. So that's what we have a lot of designs, and sometimes it don't work for that season. It don't work. We just bring it out when it's time. So yeah.
Okay. I want to take the time out to just say a very huge, humbling thank you for taking the time out to be on the platform. It's crazy that we manifested this. I'm so proud of you guys. Like I
Thank
can't even really put it into words, but
thank you so much.
this has been amazing. One more time, website, social media. Where can the fans and future customers and clients find your gear?
Okay, yeah. DeeplyRooted07clothing.com. That's the website. You also can go on Instagram. That's DeeplyRooted07. Facebook, DeeplyRooted07. So, and you can go to my personal page, Monique Atkins, and DM me. I'll get you right to the... Well, you talking to the source right here. Yeah, and I get it to you. You know what I'm saying? But the website, dr07clothing.com. And then every Friday, we do something called Rooted Love Fridays.
Okay.
Rooted Love Fridays is me marking down everything in the store. And what that is we saying Rooted Love Fridays is your Black Friday. So every Friday is Black Friday with Deeply Rooted, and we calling it Rooted Love Fridays.
Man, this whole thing has been amazing. Just humbly, once again, thank you.
Nah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
We'll see y'all soon. Thank y'all for tuning in. Stay tuned. Stay blessed. Bless up.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Monique Atkins, and you're rocking with me right here at my own shop, Deeply Rooted 07 Clothing, right here in Chicago Ridge, Illinois. Y'all know where it's at. And first off, shout out, man. Good looking for my man's Media Leaks is going down. I appreciate the love and the support. Y'all get in tune.